Dun, 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 dun. There was a short. It said risky or dangerous shark rescue mission, and I saw the extent that this shark was wrapped in a net like a blanket, and I thought, yeah, AI. And then it has that AI feel. They always wash them. Apparently, there's some group of people out there who really have a thing. It's satisfying to them to pluck ocean animals out of the ocean, be it a whale, shark, dolphin, mermaid, sea monster, and either pluck it out of the ocean and put it on a boat and wash it, or remove barnacles, or to like board it and like stand on its back and wash with like a brush and shit. You know, it's just fucking faggot fucking tech people. Just, but it's got a little bit too much of a shine to it. The people look real, but I don't know. But I didn't put it in the. I had that stuff, that folder, but fucking faggot tech people, you know, they nothing lasts with them. You know, that's their world. You know, it's like it's outdated. Got to get rid of it, bro. Okay. Update available. Update required. Self-driving crypto. This is the latest update. Out with the old, in with the new. Yeah, but the old worked better than the new. You know, like even shitty. You know, like back in my day, just shit just worked. But that's gone. You know, the dinosaurs are gone. Okay, but you know, even your last version, basically, smart people like you just make things worse and worse and worse. Okay. My future bestie Cool Breeze has done multiple videos about this. I've probably got them, you know, in the Amen Drop the Mic folder. I got a lot of videos in there, but he's more articulate than me. He can explain things better, but you know, he's right, I'm right, you know. These people with high IQs that like make shit, systems and you know, how cars work. They are making things and these are his words, unusable, you know. And with AI, you know, talk about jacking your little pee pee if you're the type of boy, you know, who's into fucking computers, you know. um, it's going to make the internet unusable, as Mr. Pellet has said. It's not quite there yet, but it will rapidly be there. You won't know what the fuck is anything. And bots will be botting with other bots, and they'll be botinating, and it'll just be bot world. And everything will be fake and non-existent, you know. And it's you know, like Bill Whittle and his gang, you know, they use it as a tool, and they're like, at this point, they're like, yeah, you got to babysit it. It makes mistakes. I just bought a portable air conditioning unit that was clearly written by AI because this is a fucking joke. It's got periods where they don't belong. It's got the same sentences twice. It's got its numbered. It'll have like 17 different things, but you only needed 12 because you literally fucking repeated yourself. And man, it's based out of California, made in China, and of course it shuts down. So I've been kind of looking around on, you know, for stuff, videos, um, text, images, as well as videos on YouTube. Real quickly, where the thermostat's at, because this bitch is useless to me. So I'm gonna take this bitch apart, and there's refrigerant in there, which I guess is flammable and poisonous. So I'm gonna have to be careful with that. But if I can remove that thermostat, but the thing is, if the thermostat is part of like a circuit, a system. So if it's not there, my guess is going to be that it's not going to work. I can't just disconnect it. There's not going to be an off button, but maybe there might be. That'd be weird. But it's useless. So I'm going to gut it. I'm going to see how it works, and because I just that's too annoying to me, you know, to have cool air blowing on me, and to have the fan, and then have it shut off. Now that's how it works in your house. You know, it's got a thermostat. But you know what? This is going to be hard to find. This is something I would have to just ask an HVAC technician and he could tell me, he or she. But this is going to be hard to find on the internet. In theory, I don't think you can. Well, no. I'll ask my fucking dad. Plus, he was a mechanic his whole life, like a high level one. The guy I work with, my coworker, the guy who's a loader operator, he's roughly my age. He's a little younger. He's been a diesel mechanic his whole life. So I can ask him. I forgot about that because the air conditioner in your car doesn't like shut off. I mean, it's continually blowing cool air is what I'm saying. Like air conditioners in hotel rooms, they have like a constant mode, but if I remember correctly, that it's been a while since I stayed in a motel. That constant run, it still shuts off the cool for a bit, and then that cycles. It'll shut off and on. But you at least got the fan blowing. So that's kind of annoying because a lot of times it's right there next to the bed or whatever, and it's blowing nice cool air, and you're just like, ah. And then it's, you can hear it like click, and the compressor shuts off, and now it's just blowing regular air, and you're like, fuck. So, I mean, I know the basics about what it takes to make air cool. I guess there's different methods. But the basic, see, you can just hear it kick on. I need to go shut it off. It's harder to make cool air, and it requires more electricity. But basically, you condense a refrigerant, and then it goes from a solid to a gas, and that process of going from a liquid, to a gas, evaporation, it takes hot away from it. That's why you sweat. You don't sweat. See, when I was a kid, I used to think sweating was like a product of working hard, and it was like, it's hard for me to explain, but the only reason you sweat is, yes, it's triggered by heat. I forget what it's called, that you have a thermostat in your brain, basically. And it can like trigger shivering, to warm up and stuff. Man, the body's weird though, because I can decide to not shiver. I don't really shiver at all, but I remember, I don't know. I know this sounds kind of silly, but I was probably like 12 or 13 years old. I was cold and I was shivering, and I was standing around with a bunch of other people, and I just decided to stop shivering. Now, and it seemed like I was less cold. Because I remember people said that. They're like, why are you not shivering? And I said, I just decided to stop. I know that sounds stupid, but it's the truth. Because we were just outside. I'm not saying if I was in like sub-zero temperatures, I'd be able to stop shivering. I believe that it probably could. Or if I was in, a big tub of ice water, could I stop shivering? I don't know. Because shivering, you're losing body heat, right? So shivering is like a last-ditch attempt to maintain body heat because you're vibrating your muscles and stuff. So I don't quite understand that, because to this day, I don't shiver. I can get cold, but I don't shiver. I could shiver if I wanted to, but I make the conscious effort not to. And for anybody out there who's like, well, that's impossible, you're lying. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I guess, I don't know, maybe I got a higher tolerance for cold or something, but it's just one of those things that I remember. I was out, like I said, and then I was like, fuck this shit. And I don't shiver. I don't shiver now. So that's what's up. Like, even if it's like bitter cold, like up there like in North Dakota, or Montana, like minus, 12 degrees, where it actually, it's so cold that it like hurts. It's kind of got that sting to it. I don't shiver. And I can stay out there, in that cold. I mean, it's cold on the skin, but it's like it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me. I can feel the frost, I can feel the bite, but I'm not like cold. So, and that doesn't mean that I can't. That's the best I can do. I'm not saying I would want to just like chill out there, like, hey, ain't no thing, you know. But, I guess. Like if I hold my hand out the window, I could hold it out there till I got frostbite. After about a minute, it hurts. Your blood is starting to get colder and colder and colder, and the nerves in your skin are like, this ain't the way this is supposed to be. You need to get your hand warm. And I can just power through that until eventually it's like it just sort of goes numb. But anyway, I so that's all I gotta say. Fucking AI, it's over. It's over. Remember the internet and what a useful tool it was? I mean, you didn't use it right. You stopped, when you heard what you wanted to hear. But remember when you could at least, oh man, well, I think it was Mr. Pellet who said it. It's going to make smart people smarter, and it's just going to make cheat codes for the rest of the world. So, you know, 5% of humanity everywhere is going to be like, they're going to use AI very effectively, but the rest of the 95% of human beings that you have to share the fucking world with are going to be getting dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber. And like I said, AI is not humans. AI is everything. Oh, you want this? We create this thing for you. Is that thing fucking legit? Is it real? Does it pertain to your situation? Is it going to need to change in the future? Artificial intelligence is not smart. It's just it's an algorithm on fucking crack. And speed, and meth, and whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's turbocharged to the hill. Artificial intelligence. And sometimes, for complicated systems like flying the B-2 bomber or something like that, it takes care of a lot of complicated stuff. But you constantly got to babysit it. And oh, by the way, I remember that story. These dudes, took off from Whitman Air Force Base in Missouri, flew across the pond, over to where the bad guys are at. I guess they park them over here so they don't lose them. But it takes them like 44 fucking hours, to do every mission. And they've really come a long way. They got like beds and stuff in them now. Because I remember the original dude, I saw a TV show on it. He took one of them old foldable beach chairs that like would fold out like a lounger that you'd see at the side of a pool. And they laughed at him, and he's like, dude, because they take little power naps. I think now they got bona fide fucking beds with like sheets and shit. But the bomb didn't drop, so had to bring it all the way back. But anyway, if it was a B-17, somebody would just walk back there, strap themselves to something or other, put on some sort of harness, or maybe not even that, and just whack that shit. Take some bolts loose and just drop that bitch. Get rid of it over the ocean or whatever, but you don't have a fucking, bomb that you armed and can't disarm, So if you do land and the fucking thing drops, whoopsie poopsie. Although those things were kind of timed sometimes where they, didn't explode like on impact, but they had like timers on them where they would hit once they hit impact, then they were on a timer. So I guess in theory maybe you could be all right. But I don't know. They did that so it would like puncture, the roof of like a factory and then blow up inside. So a dumb bomb that had a little bit of smartness to it. But anyway, just fucking shit, man. So yeah. Good night, Katie Boo. Katie Bugga 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 Boo. Oh, 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 how I love you. I fucking hate everybody. Plot my revenge on the world, but with you in my life, I'll probably think twice. Be like, nah, fuck it, forget it. Come here, you sexy zebra mama. Let's go for a ride. Auntie Dottie, let's cuddle and shit. Yeah. Are you a blowjob queen? Because you got that purty mouth. I'm just curious. Do you know how to like give a good blowjob, or are you just like stupid shit? No, I'm just thinking. Like all the past dudes you've dated. And I don't know what your body count is and whatnot. Do they like to make out with you like a couple of kids? On the couch. When I say kids, I mean teenagers. Whatever. Do they? Because I'm planning on having those lips on my dick regularly, quite regularly, frequently, and often. So, I'm just curious. Are you a plug and play sort of gal, or that's all I'm gonna say? Because if I say anything else, it'll just sound fucking wrong. But anyway, thinking about you, good night and all that. I'm gonna afford the troll, did that sort of thing.